That quote that I just shared sums it up perfectly, I think. Do you want to ruin things? Do you? Do you really want to ruin your things? Then go ahead and share with people. But if you want the things to remain as they are or even improve, then it's better to, I think, in my opinion, to not share it, at least with those people whom you don't trust. Obviously, that is a no-brainer, that is a given, right? But also I've noticed, even if you share it with your close ones, you kind of slack off. For example, if doing a project you're doing a project and you're working on it, and you share with a close person to you, and then you realize that you actually shared it, right? And it gives you the impression that you actually did work towards that goal when you actually didn't. So it's better to move in silence and work on your goals instead of making noise while they haven't even manifested or realized to their completion. People do ruin beautiful things. Not everyone has your best interest at heart, but that means be super cautious about who you allow in your life. We all make mistakes, and eventually we learn that the people we allowed previously weren't the right fit, or it caused a lot of unnecessary heartache. We all learn with our mistakes, and we also give heartache to people somehow. It's both ways. It's not like you are that pure that you didn't cause hurt to anyone. It's a given. It's a given that you will hurt others and others will hurt you, but make sure that it's not intentionally, at least. Hopefully, that sort of thing. I think the number one reason why you should keep the things to yourself is because outside energy can disturb what is going on and brewing for you, and you don't want that to prematurely die. So it's better to just keep it to yourself and keep working and hustling in silence till it's out there. And I feel like I might even, like, I don't know. Do you get that? Sometimes you're just like, I don't know. Anyhow, when something is so precious to you that you don't want it to wither, or a person to wither, you wouldn't share them with so openly, right? That's the true. That's true. Unless you have a really loving community, then it's fine. I don't even then. I don't. What am I saying? Oh, the dilemma, the never-ending dilemma. Share it with your mother if you think your mother has your best interest at heart. Share it with your father if you think your father has your best interest at heart. But outside energy, no, can really disturb. Yeah, I realize that. And sometimes I realize I'm bored and I start talking to someone, like a friend or someone, like obviously a friend. Oh, okay. I start talking to a friend, I'm bored, and then I realize I should have been just talking to God. And it's like I don't even know how to explain it. Yeah, you know. People will say, don't worry. When you have worries, when you complain about something, people will say, don't worry, it will resolve. That's what will happen. And you'll be seen as a complainer and all that. If you are positive, or like you are saying things that are positive in your life, or you're positively influencing the other person, or you're just talking about positive things, even then you'll get judgment, because they'll be like, you're all flowery, or like they'll be like, I don't know why. It's never ever good enough either way. If you share good stuff, the other person gets sad because they're not there yet. If you share stuff you complain about, the other person may gloat because they want to see you in misery, maybe. You never know. So the gist is that keep your circle as tight as you want it to be, and don't let don't easily let anyone into your circle, you know. Give it a standard, you know. There should be a standard for, you know, how people pass the exams and then go to become a doctor, lawyer, engineer, whatever, you know. There should be exams for people to be able to enter your life. They cannot just enter your life like that. You give them little tests, you give them exams, and then you see if they are still worthy of being in your life and being around your energy, if they can deal with you, if you can deal with them, if they are good for you, if you're good for them, both way, you know, that sort of thing. That analogy leading to that analogy, I don't know where I derived that analogy from, but I think that has to be the case. That should be the case, that you need to give people tests. Otherwise you'll never know who your true friend is. And if you cannot keep people tests, then life will test you, and then you'll just be forced to think that, oh, okay, now I know who my true friends are because I'm in a really rough period and all that. But you don't want it to go that to that oh to that extreme, you know. You want your life to be good. Yeah. But like, but there's power, you know, in keeping precious things to yourself. You know how it is in your inner landscape, your life, and all that. There's power in knowing that yourself and not sharing it as much, or not sharing it at all with people who don't matter, actually, you know. So yeah, I mean, don't say you're gonna do this, don't you're gonna I learned it for myself, from as an I'm myself an example, you know, not the exemplary example, but the one who made the errors. So I used to be like, I used to share, I'm gonna do this. Even till yesterday I was like, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'm planning to do this. And then my friends who a friend who has my best interest, she was like, do it, you know. And I was like, yeah, this gave me the impression that I worked on it when I actually didn't. So that's lazy, and I don't want that at any cost. So I should work and hustle in silence, and maybe not even promote my own work, you know. Maybe not even promote my own work that much, you know. Let it find its audience or something like that. Sometimes you're making art and you feel like you have to promote it so much, and then you tire yourself out, you know, that sort of thing. Let it go. If your art is good enough, it will, and you just share it once, you know, your art is good enough, eventually it will find the right audience. It doesn't matter how long it takes, but time is an illusion anyways, and it will, trust me, it will find its audience. But at the same time, don't neglect the power of promotion. Maybe if you have the resources, hire a marketing team or something like that. I don't know. And if you don't want to take care of them, for example, if you want to focus on the creation, right, then yeah, try to outsource it, and outsource it and leave the marketing to other people if you can afford it. Obviously, if you can only afford it. But I understand that artists less like me, we are the ones promoting our paintings, our artworks. We are the ones putting out the word there. We are the ones creating it. We are the ones doing the business and everything. It's a one woman or one man boat. But don't underestimate the power of a one man, one woman boat either, you know. You know how too many cooks spoil the broth? That comes to mind when I think about a one person ship. I mean, like, you can have conflict if there's too many people like around the ship and fighting, and you know, you never know. So it's better if one person who knows where they're going, who knows the direction they have to take, and they're just going in that direction. And yeah, I've heard it from many places, and obviously I've learned it as well, that direction is more important than speed. It doesn't matter how quickly you're going somewhere, as long as you're going somewhere wrong, which is not aligned for you. It doesn't matter, you know. It's all null, it's for nothing. So it's better to sit with ourselves, take the time to think, and think about our interests and what aligns with us, for our purpose and all that, and go in a direction that is more true to ourselves, instead of just speeding somewhere where we don't want to go. I learned it really hard lessons, you know. I learned it by, I was speeding to the direction of becoming a doctor, then speeding to the direction of becoming a dentist, then speeding to the direction of becoming a doctor again in here in France. And I was like, stop. You didn't take the time to reflect. You're just going on autopilot. You're not reflecting. You're not being mindful. You have to think about you have to think about the signs from God as well, you know. What if, and then eventually when when I couldn't do it, and I was like, what if God is telling me to go in another direction? And then I went in that direction, and eventually it worked out, you know. There were obstacles in that direction as well, obviously. There's no direction that is free of thorns, but at least it was more true to me, you know, that sort of thing. So what I want you to take from this video is just that I'm not saying trust no one and all that, right? You know, when you open yourself heart, you open your heart and you open yourself up to the right people, it can do wonders, and you can connect with your soul tribe eventually, or even immediately, if you have been searching, or if you have, or if they're bound to come into your life, you know. So don't close off your heart. Open your heart. Learn to see the best in people, but be vigilant at the same time. Learn to see the best in people, but don't be blind to what they show you. Believe their actions, not just words, you know. It comes with time sometimes, you know. For me, it came with time. Now I'm 30, and oh, the 20s were like, wow. 20s were a very, very big wild ride. I think I'm gonna discuss that in another video, I think. But this video, I wanted to just highlight the importance of working on your goals in silence, and not making too much noise if it's not done yet, you know, that sort of thing. Take care. I'll see you in my next video. Have a nice one. Bye.